I've scaled from zero investment to multi-million-dollar companies 3-4 times, navigated through many different waters as an entrepreneur, and I felt like making this video to give you 3 stages of a mindset of an entrepreneur that is successful, that actually built something, because there's a lot of people on social media and on YouTube that haven't built anything and they're just giving advice. So let me give you some real advice. Number 1, common enemies, having a common enemy. Love your enemies, right? Love your enemies. You collect them all so you could prove them all wrong. The second thing is build something and then scale it. You get into the scaling mindset. Wow, I proved all these people wrong. Second stage is, now that I have something that I built, how do I scale it? The third stage is becoming undeniable. Now you not just proved everybody wrong, you built something that's real, but now you're actually giving out opportunity to other people. So those are my 3 tips for someone that actually built something that's real. And if you want more stuff like this, you want more advice and whatever, subscribe, like, and join the channel and join the team.
When you got to the scaling stage, right? What did you do? Like, how did, like, when you were like, oh shit, like, this needs to be bigger, it has potential. What did you, like, how did your mindset go from like fuck the haters to like actually fuck the haters, and like now fuck the haters are down there, now I'm up here, how do I fucking go to the next level?
I think, well, for me it was never, and this might sound corny or whatever, but who cares, it wasn't really about the money. Like, I knew at any point in time I could go, because you could sell, which is, I'm a big proponent of like learning how to sell. If you don't know how to sell and you're working at a job and you're trading your time for like, you know, $15 an hour and you're stocking shelves at Petco, leave that job, call us up and we'll teach you how to sell for free, literally. We'll pay you. So that's a big thing, right? Knowing how to sell, because if you know how to sell, right, I'm gonna tie it back, you could make money at any time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that, for me, I wasn't really worried about like, I need to make this business make me money. I needed to make the business become like healthy. You know what I'm saying? So all the money that would have normally went to the owner so he could like buy, you know, whatever, and do this and that, and all the shit that people want to do, we just put that back into the company, right? And so once we started doing that, we're like, okay, well, the game became just making it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, I always wanted to be in control of, and like be in control of like a bigger company. My biggest fear was just being like the owner of like a tiny little Main Street store, you know, because I feel like really that's not that hard to do. I wanted to really challenge myself, and that being undeniable aspect of it. But one thing in the question that you asked me is like, how do you, first of all, like, you could want to do all this shit, but if no one wants to follow you, it doesn't fucking matter. I could want to build a skyscraper. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like, you have to be somebody that people want to like lead, you know, be led by. And if you're not, then all the dreams, hopes, and wants, it's never really going to become anything real. And how to become a good leader and what makes up a good leader. Number 1, I feel like, and we were just talking about this the other day, I was in a meeting with one of the other sales directors, and it was being stoic, right? So when COVID-19 happened, that's just the most recent like shit hitting the fan scenario, but it put every single leader, if you were a leader, it put you on blast. Everyone's on the same stage. Hey, here, the earth is crumbling, what do you do, right? And if you were in a team where a leader kind of curled up and was like, everyone needs to go home and put their masks on, and just had no plan, and just like their friggin' hands are shaking like crazy over every little thing, then you know that immediately humans don't want to follow that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if the guy that's like 2 rings down in the company has his shit together more than the guy that's supposed to be leading it, and he's freaking out over everything, you're never going to be able to scale a company unless you know how to stay calm in the pocket and stay stoic for little things. Oh, my girlfriend broke up with me. I'm not going to come in and take it out on somebody. Or, hey, I got a ticket. People freak out over that. I got a ticket on the way to work. Now I'm going to act like a completely different person. Consistency, right? It's like same thing. You want to know, like, from a leader, are you getting the same thing every single time? You go to a restaurant because they give you consistency, right? You go to, you follow someone because they give you consistency. It's not chaotic. Yeah. And
then, so then now, being undeniable, right? How do you become undeniable? Is it just
Consistency.
fucking grind,
It's a good one.
or is it like talent and grind and like
That's a good point.
what makes up being undeniable, right?
Yeah.
Because like I love that too.
Yeah.
I love doing shit where like you show it to somebody and it's undeniably good no
Yeah.
matter what. So it's like, what do you think being undeniable consists of? Like, what are the ingredients to the undeniable soup? Right?
Yeah. Well, you're undeniable. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So it's like, and that just going off that. I mean, what makes somebody undeniable is, or how do you become undeniable? Is stop changing. You know what I mean? Consistency. So if you're consistently the same thing and not changing careers, not changing, jobs, not changing, like not being chaotic and spastic in your mind and just sticking to one thing, people then eventually know you for that one thing. And the funny thing is you're killing two birds with one stone, because if you're consistent, then eventually time will make you a master at that thing, right? You'll be great at it. So it's kind of the combination of the two is consistency and then becoming a master through time. I feel like that's the biggest thing. A healthy sense of paranoia, because there's people that could be consistent and they could be a master at whatever trade that they're in, but then they're just completely have blinders on and they're not concerned at all about like getting shut down or getting put out of business. How many businesses fail? So many businesses fail, right? How we were able to, we've been open for, actually this is what's today's date? In 2 days it's gonna be our 9th year anniversary, right? So how do you stay open for 9 years, dude? It's not easy, and how you do that is by being paranoid. You have to have a sense of paranoia and be in tune with the people that are at your company. So being an entrepreneur sounds awesome, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. It actually sucks. It really sucks in the beginning, especially. And it sucks now because I'm always worrying about I have to worry about 70 people and their wives and their kids. You don't think I worry about that? Of course I do. You know what I mean? Because the dreams and the directions that I'm deciding to take the ship is either going to make everyone's life better, everyone's going to have a beautiful white Christmas, or everyone's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you can't take that type of a pressure, person watching this, then don't be an entrepreneur, because you have to be able to handle that pressure and know that every decision that you make affects all the people that are a part of your team. Yeah.